Texas Prison Story family, salute y'all. It's your boy Tim Snow. We're back here with another one. I hope everybody's doing okay tonight. Uh, Bittersweet Live. Two Scoops. They came and packed him up, got all his property, and he called to tell me goodbye. He said he did record a final going away message. So make sure you subscribe to his channel, Solid Behind Blue Eyes. But we're gonna play this last one here for the world, and I'm gonna let everybody get a chance to jump in for a second. Excuse me. Let everybody get a chance to jump in here for a second. We're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube at the same time. So if you follow me on Facebook, make sure you subscribe on YouTube and vice versa, right? We're trying to grow the platform. We just hit, I believe, 34,000 followers on Facebook, which ain't too bad because I just started trying a couple weeks ago. So I'm proud of that. But I would appreciate anybody that does follow this on YouTube that you have a Facebook to go ahead and type in Texas Prison Stories and make sure you like the page. Please follow the page. I would sure appreciate it. Like I said, single daddy right here trying to do the right thing, man. We're not wasting this money on dope and beer and crazy shit like that. We're buying Barbies and getting little girls' nails painted, you know what I'm saying, like it's supposed to do. Tonight, like the title says, we got a live last message from Two Scoops in the shoe. He told me that he called me earlier. He said goodbye. Told me thank you for everything. And I told him thank you for everything. I wish I would have met him a little bit earlier. But you know what? I got to talk to him for, man, I talked to Scoops for hours and hours and hours on the phone. Yeah, we did some videos, but we really got to know each other personally. And I was surprised. You know, I really was surprised. The same way that I think a lot of the audience was surprised. They say, why is this guy in this organization, accused to be in this organization? He is rocking with Tim Snow. Well, you know what? Like he said, real recognize real, right? He liked my style. He seen that I don't come on here being a clown. And he said he was proud of me. Said he was proud of me being a father too. And you know what? In the way the sick world of prison is and twisted, I'm proud of him too, man. Because you know what? Everything I've ever heard about him said he handled his business as a man at all times. Never folded, never told it, never tapped out, never did nothing but what he had to do. And he even told me he regretted and wished that he didn't have to do a lot of the things he did. Scoop's got multiple attempted murders. Uh, I believe multiple actual murders that maybe manslaughters, whatever you want to call them. But let's just say the man put in enough work in California that he's considered a legend. Even the people he was dogging out, I mean, the people that he was doing the worst, still in their reply videos were calling him a dangerous man and paying him homage. Never wanted to say anything bad about him. So that'll let you know the caliber of prisoner that we're talking about right here. But I'm going to let this roll, y'all. This here is Scoop's last word from New Folsom. And when he gets situated in the ADX, we hope they don't cut him off for communication, because he will have the first and only and ever YouTube channel from the federal ADX, which is it's called Solid Behind Blue Eyes. So make sure you check his channel out. I'm gonna step out the way. I'm gonna let Two Scoops speak, and then I'm gonna do my thing, right? And we will have an open topic tonight after he gets his out the way. So, Scoops, I'll respect you, my brother. Appreciate what you did to support this channel. Appreciate you telling all the woods in California it's all right to rock with Tim Snow. I think a lot of them started to rock with me that never would have before. And I just really appreciate it, man, because you know this is helping to feed the kids. So this is what it's about. Let it roll, y'all. Two Scoops, last message ever from CDCR. He said it to the federal ADX, the Alcatraz of the Rockies. Here we go.
What's cracking, folks? I send mine to the worthy TSOA folks. You know who you are. I hope y'all well. I should be leaving real soon. I just got notice. Other than that, check this video out. This is why I hate snitches. This is why I hate snitches. You can never trust a snitch. You can never trust a snitch, nor anything he says. Well, years ago, back when I was on the streets, a friend of mine, there was a couple friends of mine and a chick. They went to a party. A fight got out of hand. Two dudes and a chick remained. A dead body was on the floor. And because of the dude and the chick, the boyfriend and girlfriend were willing to make up a story on my partner, who had absolutely nothing to do with it. No busted up knuckles, no nothing, no blood, no nothing. Completely asleep in the bedroom. And because of the guy and the girl were willing to make up a story for the prosecutor, they got the deal. They got a good deal, and my partner got 15 to life. They got 7 years each. The two snitches did. Well, my partner passed a lie detector test, which is, it is inadmissible in court, but it was used for informational purposes only within law enforcement. The snitches could not and were found to be lying, but because they were willing to make up a story and concoct a story, my partner ended up the creek without a paddle. He got life. They got 7 years. That's why I hate snitches. They are dirty. They are contriving, conniving, and they got cat piss pumping through their veins. Like old Bonobo boy, 6'9" gay. Now, we sat in the shoes for many, many years, 10, 20, 30 years, for dudes like him who want to be tough guys until they figure out they got cat piss in their veins. And they are a pack of bonobos. Now, I don't know how that's acceptable by society standards, that these guys can get on here and create a story and be law enforcement's puppet and do everything law enforcement tells them to do. They're like junior cops, basically. Trying to please their master, trying to please their handler with whatever they want them to say. I want to tell you guys something, a little bit about this hearing with Corey Perryman. All of a sudden, after 6 years, a guy named Kobe Phillips gets on the internet and starts touting and propagating how honorable this dude Corey Perryman is. Yet, at that big famous Daubert hearing Ronnie had in his case right before trial, Corey Perryman completely admitted to falsifying documents, completely admitted to cut and pasting on a specific report. They cut and pasted over 20 parts. The judge had to admonish him, don't say another word, because you're teetering on charges right now. He shut up and they got him off the chair. It was such a bad thing that the prosecutor wouldn't even classify him, nor would the judge, as an expert witness for CDCR. That's how bad it was. It was even worse. They pushed play on the audio part of the interview, which did not match a lot of the transcripts. Massive amounts of inaccuracies. Well, Corey Perryman says, well, we cut that out and put our own opinion in there. And the judge said, no, that's illegal. That's called falsification of documents. And she shut him up right there on the spot because he was teetering on charges. But yet they'll have these guys get on the internet, these snitch tubers, and in prison, run around with their narrative. And I know my people, TSOA folks in the house, are smarter than that. My people see beyond what's there and what's not there in the reports and articles and all that.
This call and or telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
When you have a system that is built upon a house of snitches, to the law enforcement, to the DA, to the public, to the reporters, to the public, that whole chain is corrupt. The whole chain is corrupt. That is the beauty of cross-examination in the courts under oath. You see that? Like these guys that get on the internet and in prison, they're not cross-examined. They're not even given a lie detector test just to see if they're telling the truth or to see if they will go through with it. So being under subpoena, being under perjury, penalty of perjury, on the stand, under cross-examination, not direct examination, but cross, it's usually the truth teller. And when you get caught looking like an idiot, right, it's not good. So why after 6 years is it that Kobe Phillips gets on this internet and schmoozes Corey Perryman's ball sacks? It's insane. It's insane. Because they know what they did was dirty. And you don't have to believe me. Go to Pacer, Docket Bird, and get that transcript on Corey Perryman's admission of this one report with a few reports on how they cut and pasted and how they omitted certain things and put their own words in there and their own opinions. Go to Docket Bird and Pacer, folks. You will see it yourself. So, and not only that, Nate Gartrell and Grant Gruber probably know about that hearing, and I guarantee you they got transcripts of that hearing, and I think I remember an article on it. So now, this is why I hate rats, folks. You know, you can't trust them. They'll sell you out. They'll sell you out. They'll sell everybody out to save their skin. It could be your brother, your mom, your daughter, your kid, your homeboy, your sister, your son. Hopefully not, right? Hopefully it's none of them. But if it is, and they're caught up at the wrong place at the wrong time, that's all it takes in life. Wrong place, wrong time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like somebody wants to flip, your son holds his mud, somebody got that certain somebody has a prison history and he knows he's done. If he don't come up with a story, he comes up with one while he's still in cuffs, tells on your son. Your son goes up the river without a paddle for life because he don't know nothing for one, and number two, he ain't saying nothing because he don't know nothing. Therefore, he looks guilty. That's how it works, folks. That's how it works, man. And I am not bullshitting. There's a couple solid dudes on this internet that I've been dealing with, and they know how this goes. They know how this goes. And a lot of you people out there in the world knows how this goes. And, you know, so, and to those of you wonder why I speak out, like, oh, you can't do that. Man, you don't got no fucking idea what you're saying. None. You know, we have came to the conclusion that it is pertinent, it is needed that we come out and speak. It is vital because the narrative is being controlled by the cops and the dirty rats in the motherfucking shit pipes. So, with that said, folks, I wanted to take this last video and educate you. And I know my people are smarter than that. I know my TSOA folks are smarter than that. And, you know, I have some good friends out there I've come to, you know, being able to kick it with the last couple months, and it's a good thing. Tim K, Tim Snow, Shane, my partner Shane, shout out to you. Everybody else, man. Josh, fucking Retro Sign, Renee, Allison, thank you guys for everything. Thank everybody who supported my channel. Outlaw, everybody who supported my channel and getting to know me and the truth. Not the fake narrative that the mainstream media or law enforcement or the DAs want you to believe. My voice. You know, these guys use these things to taint the media, to taint jury pools on me and my people. That's what they do that shit for. They'll get up here and read bullshit to you. But yet, on the other hand, the guys that wrote the reports take the stand and admit the falsification of that report or whatever report. So just beware. Just beware. Everybody, I send mine to the worthy. You know who you are. Thank you for your time and support. Baby girl, you got anything?
You know what? Appreciate your Scoops for that, man. Listen, I don't know what's a better example of this is not the life you want right there than that call right there. That man is facing a feeling that a lot of us have faced, which is uncertainty, right? I don't care how brave you are, how much of a warrior you are, how much courage you got. Uncertainty is never fun, right? He don't know if they're gonna go slam him down. Is he gonna have a phone access? Will he be able to get visits at this point? He don't know anything. All we know is the stories from the ADX, right? He don't know if he's gonna be there for life. Is it intake? Is it observation? Scoops literally knows none of this right now. And this is a terrible situation. I understand I'm not feeling sorry for him, right? And he's not feeling sorry for himself either. Because earlier speaking to him, he told me himself that when he was young and that he entered into this lifestyle, he was not 100% aware of where it might lead him. He was not 100% aware of what would happen. But he said he promised himself that no matter what, he was going to finish it out. He was going to figure it out and he was going to find out. And that's why he spent so many years in the hole without breaking. That's why he just faced a federal death penalty case without telling. That's why he's sounding upbeat going to the ADX. Wag Deuce, salute, Wayne. What's up, everybody in the comments? Y'all double tap the screen for me. Yeah, he literally does not know what's coming next, right? But what he does know is he's been in prison 31 years, and one prison versus another, one shoe versus another probably really ain't gonna make no difference. What's gonna make or break him is those phone calls with his wife. He's married. He's in love with his wife. When I talk to him for 2-3 hours, at least 10-15 minutes of them is him talking about how much he loves his wife and how good she is to him and how she's part of the reason he's starting to think differently through life, right? She's helping him evolve as a man, so that's a good thing. Same way that my daughter helped me start evolving as a man, he's saying his wife is doing the same thing for him. So Mrs. Scoops can, just know that he knows that, right? And he told me that, it's a hard life, man. Listen, people make this shit sound cool. They tell war stories like they're gladiators. They act hard. A lot of them, the ones that piss me off the most is they turn them into jokes. If you want to know the real truth, if you turn a situation like that, that's a life or death situation, into a joke, people don't take it serious no more, right? And you seen, if y'all didn't see, I did that video on Jumpsuit Pablo earlier. If not, go check it out. The views kind of low on that video too. So y'all make sure y'all check out that Jumpsuit Pablo reaction video I did, to where Jumpsuit Pablo was disgusting. I mean, to the point where I didn't know if Jumpsuit Pablo is a prison YouTuber anymore or he's a police officer. Man, he was talking like he was a damn police officer. He wasn't talking like an ex-con. I couldn't believe it. Disgusting. Disgusting. And I tell you what, I'm gonna say I'm done with them fools on the West Coast, but send one message to you know who. That if he keeps disrespecting and he keeps saying things about white Crips and all this shit and rolling his eyes, and every time that he speaks on me and says new BDO, tell him I'm gonna have to bring some white Southsiders on. Tell him, yeah, him and Gunner did a video reacting to me, Dubs, and Big JD at the same time once. Me and Big JD had a mutual celly in the feds. It's a small world, right? There's white Sudanos, white Southsiders, and these motherfuckers got the nerve to disrespect somebody that was a white Crip. Why you didn't clean up your side if it's that much of a problem? You see what I'm saying? That's why I tell you this prison shit is fake on here. A lot of this is just views and profit. And you know what? I said it when I spoke on Gunner. I didn't mean no disrespect to Gunner. I knew he was just doing that for money. That's what he does. This is his job. And at the same time, sure, I make a couple bucks off of it too, but we cannot sell our integrity for a couple bucks. You understand? And man, I can't even put a price on my integrity as a man. I say it all the time, y'all. I still live in the hood, right? I drive trucks for a living. That's the most dangerous job in America. More truck drivers die at work than any other can't even talk, any other profession by far. All right. I know someday I'm gonna pass away and my daughter only has these videos. Imagine being a man when you died, your kid has these videos to look at in the future and you're a fucking clown. All you do is beef and go back and forth and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, or imagine your kid having to type your name in on Google and find 1,000 videos hating on you. Where now her impression is like, damn, nobody liked my dad. You know what I mean? These people don't even think about stuff like that because, for one, they don't raise children. Most of these YouTubers, and this ain't nobody in specific, but most of them in the prison genre have kids they don't take care of. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, they're probably behind on child support. Well, I don't even get none over here taking care of a kid. That's the real facts. And that's all that Scoops was trying to tell everybody this whole entire time. That all of y'all working people, all of y'all average individuals, stop pulling money out of your pockets and donating to people that don't deserve it. Right? That was his only point to all this shit. Is stop sending these super chats, stop sending cash apps, stop sending to this shit to these people that's gonna spend it on drugs or get drunk on their live and disrespect you. Get drunk on their live and disrespect me. You understand? Shit like that. Disrespectful people. People whose whole, and I know for the last few days I've been going in on certain people, but you know what? I've been doing this almost 6 years right now. And I've only did that a few times during my whole little YouTube career or whatever. And every time I did it, it brought me a lot of hate. All right. Oh man, how dare you speak on these other men? But every time I've ever spoke on a man, you better believe he's already spoken on probably 100 men. You understand? Don't judge me for speaking on one or two when the ones that I spoke on make a professional living out of speaking on people. Somebody make that make sense to me, right? It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Concrete and Steel, salute, my brother. I still need you to come do one about Beaumont with me, man. Sure would be fire. I can't wait. I know you're going to do it one day, too. But, yeah, that's all I'm saying, Sal. So, I get the hate, right? I get the hate because I made some videos with Scoops, and he told the truth. I'm sorry. It ain't my fault that the other channels ran with our content, right? A lot of those channels ran with my content and didn't even shout me out. Think about that. Yeah. Y'all used our calls and talked about the shit that we did, but didn't even shout out Tim Snow and Texas Prison Stories. Well, that's cool. That's cool. I don't need you to. Don't need you to say my name. My channel grows constantly, whatever. This was something that God blessed me with for a reason. And it's still taking time for me to understand what this reason is, right? But I truly believe it is here to be a good role model. Not necessarily everything that I say in a video, right? Because people forget the things you say, but they never forget the way that you carry yourself. They never forget the way that you conduct yourself, right? There's people that know me from 20 years ago, 30 years ago when I was a kid in Corpus Christi. That'll tell you that boy Snow has always been serious. Yeah, he's always been a serious individual. He almost never smiles. You know, he likes jokes and shit. He's funny, but most times he's stone faced. It's just me in real life, right? Call it boring. Call me mumble mouth because I talk slow. I don't give a damn about none of that, right? All of that does not bother me because, like Gunner said, I got a thick skin too. I've been doing this for a long time. I really have. But I understand what happens when I speak on other people and they have fans. These people feel like they need to come defend them. Well, if that's what you want to do, cool. But I believe men need to defend themselves, right? So if I say something that offends somebody, speak on it. Speak on it, because I promise you, you can look through your studio too, and the same people that watch your channels, they watch mine. It ain't like they don't know who you're talking about anyway. And you ain't giving me no free publicity. I don't give a damn. I barely even do YouTube videos compared to these other guys. Listen, I'm still under 350 videos. Got more subscribers than people with 2,000. You know, imagine if I sit here and do this full time, which I'm fixing to do it. I'm about to start applying some pressure because a lot of these goofies need it. A lot of these goofies need it, like Pablo today. Fishing, I appreciate that. Thank you. Like Jumpsuit Pablo today. Hey, Jumpsuit Pablo ain't did nothing to me, right? But what Jumpsuit Pablo did was just pick a man from Texas for no reason today, paint him in a certain way, and call him a coward without knowing this guy, without knowing how our system works, saying he labeled his video that prison gangs are going to be attacking Carmelo Anthony. Total clickbait, total trash, total garbage. Everything in the video was wrong. Nothing made sense. Nothing applied. You could tell the little story that he told was fake. It was a lie. Like, I've spotted so many of these guys doing it, and I always just sit back and mind my business. But you know what? The other cats themselves wouldn't do it. Yeah, the ones that get mad when you talk about them, they call somebody out in a minute, right? That's how their channels grow, is because of who they talk about. Their channels do not grow because of who they are. Pay attention to what I'm saying. I built this platform right here based on me and my opinions and my life experience. Other people have built their platforms on drama, on back and forth, heated, is he a dropout? Isn't he a dropout? Is he real? Ain't he real? This guy, that guy, Wes Watson, Swifty Boo. These people have built these platforms using other people's names. I can pop up on mine and call it Texas Prison Stories Live with Tim Snow and still get views, right? I can watch people on 2 channels at the same time, spend hours and not getting as many views as I get sitting right here with this little cheap ass laptop I got and a cheap camera. You understand? It's the people who decide, right? And I think we're doing a good job now of educating the people on the difference, right? Because in our reality, it's true. I don't care who dropped out and who didn't. I don't give a damn about that. I couldn't give a shit less about if somebody got politicked off the yard and quit. I actually could understand if somebody had to leave a prison gang to make parole because they had a life sentence. All that's understandable. Dylan Johnson, thank you for that. I appreciate that. All of that is understandable. The part that's disrespectful to me and wasteful and shameful is not using that experience to relate it to people to teach them a lesson. When the main part of your story is the most important part that could actually keep people out of prison, and you refuse to talk about it, you deny it, you act like it never happened, you dance around the topic, why not just embrace it and use it to teach people a lesson? Okay, so what if it's a little bit embarrassing, man? A lot of things you do is embarrassing. That ha 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 ha. That old weird ass, fake ass laugh. That's embarrassing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sitting in your little ass apartment, you ain't even got no curtains on the window. That's embarrassing. Fuck is wrong with just telling a real life true story that's gonna make you some money and maybe save some people's lives, right? That's all this shit is about. Two Scoops had, that was all on him, was attacking 59J, and that was all on him attacking Dubs, because I was done with Dubs, right? But I had enough respect for him to allow him to do it because he wanted to do it bad. Nobody put him up to that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody said, hey, Scoops, do me a favor and attack these YouTubers, because I ain't got no problems with them, right? There's enough YouTube to go around for everybody. Shout out to my homeboy, OG, the OG from Detroit. He used to do the comedy, right? OG would say there's enough YouTube to go around. We don't got to hate on each other. We don't got to just sit here and create content about each other constantly. But you know what? Hey, if that's what the fuck makes the most money, and I got to raise a child, and I got 9 felonies, yeah, maybe sometimes I do need to take my time out to point out bullshit like I did with that Jumpsuit Pablo video today. Maybe sometimes Two Scoops does need to get on there and tell people, be careful who you follow. Thank you, Christina Lynn. I appreciate that. Maybe, maybe sometimes a real person, a real man, gang related or not, right? This ain't got shit to do with gangs. This ain't got shit to do with prison, dropout, none of that. It's called integrity. It's called integrity and keeping your respect, man, from your viewers, from your subscribers, from your followers, from the people that look up to you. Because whether we know it or not, we have people that look up to a 6'9" Chevelle, hell no, nobody talk bad about that man. That's how serious that man is. Not one person said one word about Scoops or could deny anything he said. They all gave him ultimate respect and called him a dangerous individual. That's who was on the phone, right? That's who's speaking. And I don't know why he's avoiding the debriefing question, because I just said he could use that experience. Because you know what? I got a feeling Dubs didn't really do nothing wrong. I got a feeling he probably just got politicked off the yard by somebody that wanted his place. And he's just embarrassed about it. But there's nothing to be embarrassed about, man. Shit happens in prison. Everybody knows this world is unpredictable. The rules change. The motherfucking people that make the rules change. We know it's hard. We know real people get taken off the yard. We know bad jackets get put on people. Man, we know all that shit. But all they keep saying is, we don't know the story. We don't know the story. We don't know the story. Well, tell the fucking story. Because all these young people that look up to you will believe you. Right? Hey, Dubs, even if you got to spin it just a little bit in your favor, maybe it's to your advantage to do it and just get it out the fucking way and make the whole point of the video to this ain't the life you want. Because I heard him actually steal my little slogan. He paraphrased my slogan the other night, right? When he said he's trying to show people this is not the life you want. But you're not, bro. Your video is pure entertainment, right? You get on here, and I get on here and try to talk the real, man, at all time. And I'm sorry if it offends people. I'm sorry if it offends the fans. I'm sorry if it offends the content creators. But at the same time, like I said, when everybody else is doing it, when they're on there bragging about how much money they make on their lives, bro, think about it. They're making this money by doing it on other people's names, off the backs of other people's misfortunes, making videos about Adam 22, making videos about Crip Mac, making videos about people that are going through real situations, right? These men are going through real situations in life, and these guys are just licking their chops and rubbing their hands together thinking, oh, views, content. Well, shit. Why the fuck don't I got the right to do it? Right? Why don't I got the right to do it? Somebody said something about me being jealous of the subscribers. I ain't jealous of shit. Because listen, every time, every day, I get a new subscriber. This is the biggest platform I've ever been on. I'm working on 100K on YouTube right now. I just hit maybe 34,000 on Facebook. I don't even mess with TikTok. I've already had one at 45K that got taken away. Hit 10K the other day without making videos on it. Everything I do grows, right? Everything I touch is flourishing, and it's God making this happen because they know I'm not trying to use this for a negative reason in any way. My platform is not about destroying people. It's not about tearing people down. It's not about beefing. It's just really about keeping it real and how this is not the life you want. And who better can tell you about this is not the life you want other than Tim Snow that got stomped out by 4 bodybuilders in Beaumont, right? Yeah, or Gunner that had to drop out and go SNY, or Dubs that had to drop out and go SNY. Use these stories, man. Use these experiences to show them how it felt. How all your life you considered yourself a real one, right? And I'm sure all their life they were real ones. And I bet you the day that they went in SNY, they probably were still real ones because they seem real now, right? Think about it. I ain't saying them fools ain't real. I ain't saying they didn't put in work. I ain't saying they're not from a neighborhood. Matter of fact, I like all Gunner's content, man. I think Gunner's one of the most talented YouTubers I've ever seen. He really is. He's got natural charisma. He's a great storyteller. He's funny. He's entertaining. You know, they said when he first started, people was having trouble understanding the direction he was going because when we first start, we have trouble deciding ourselves which direction our channel went in. But hey, him being a known dropout, I'll say I like his content. Two Scoops said the same shit. He said, would he hang out with the man and shit? No. Does he watch his videos, laugh, and like them? Yes. Is there any problems with him? No. His problems was with the ones still portraying that they're active or alluding to it and making people think they are because they're profiting off the backs of the same men that they told on. See, that's the problem. If you are profiting off the backs of the same men that you helped validate, the same men that you made lose parole, the same men that you stuck in the shoe, the same men that you maybe gave another case to, who knows if it was just a prison case or a free world, who knows, right? That's why a real one like Scoops was so mad about it, y'all. Point blank, period. He wasn't jealous about nothing on YouTube. He wasn't trying to get no views up. He didn't give a damn about that. When Scoop started this shit, his channel was tiny. It wasn't even monetized, right? He just wanted a voice. When you've been locked away in a box for 30 years, 3 decades, and they're getting ready to put you in a coffin and pour cement over it like they're going to do in the ADX, it's important to you that you get your word out. One of the biggest fears of people that's doing life sentences in long terms is that people forget them. And in all reality, except for your immediate family, people do forget you, right? People do forget you. Man, I got friends that are doing time right now. I love them to death, but I don't think about them every day. Got no reason to, right? When I was locked up, I wasn't in there thinking about my free world friends every day. It's life in here is what it is now, right? And it's life for him in there. And it's just unfortunate. But at the same time, Scoop said he knows he did what he did all those years, right? He he put that work in. He know he used them bone crushers. He know he did all that stuff. He knew it was all leading to this at one time. Well, like I said, he said he dedicated himself to something. And he's the type of man that does not go back on a dedication, which is rare, right? It's rare. It's rare. But it has to be respected, whether it's dedicated to the wrong or to the right, to the good or to the evil. Just the level of dedication itself is pretty impressive. I ain't gonna lie. So he said on one of the episodes that we had that the reason he made it all those years in the box and without debriefing, without telling like the other dudes was, is because he just relegated himself to thinking that, he just relegated himself to thinking that he's going to die in that shoe, all right? That he's just going to die in that prison box. Think about it. A man that's intelligent, he's read thousands of books. He reads books in Spanish to keep up with his Spanish, right? He taught himself another language. He's very intelligent. To relegate himself and make the decision, a conscious decision, and live with it day after day after day, that I'm just going to die in this little box before I turn against what I swore an allegiance to. It's amazing. It's amazing. And you know what? I ain't never even one time here, Johnny Mars, salute. I've never one time here insinuated or implied that I would sit in a box for 31 years and do what he did, right? I can't call it because I don't know, because I never had to go through that, thank God. Right, I was part of something that was considered a street gang. We remember we joined them when we was little children. We started our gangs when we were children. These men started theirs as grown men. That's why they're considered more dangerous. They're more organized, things like that. So fortunately, I wasn't having to go through something like that, but he does, and he lives it. And he said himself, he's watched his own brothers fold that he thought never would. But you know what? He admitted that he knew some of them wasn't going to be able to make it because the conditions are that severe. They're that hard. It's year after year after year of these laws tormenting you, these laws torturing you. Bird, you're not blocked, Bird. I can see what you're saying. I don't know, but this will not allow you to write any curse words or hashtags or anything in the comments. So maybe you didn't see it, but peep that. Definitely not blocked. But anyway, yeah, so with this last message that he got out, you see what was important to him, living that life. Snitches, and why he don't like them. For the simple fact is you can't trust them. They'll turn on anybody. They'll sell anybody out. And this goes back to what I used to tell y'all about this not being the life you want, right? Because, and even Mr. Larry, you know what? God bless Mr. Larry, rest his soul. But Larry would say it all the time that this ain't your time in life to be a criminal no more, right? The time to be a criminal was back in the 70s, early 80s, 60s, back before they had all these computers and surveillance state and cell phones in your pocket and the computers that could run your fingerprints and all that. Yeah, that's why the mafia and everybody else and all them people were notorious. The biker gangs got away with so many murders, killing so many people because it was hard to catch them. Shit, nowadays you just look at First 48, these young kids breaking buckle. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, everybody. Y'all, hey, do me a favor. If you're watching live on Facebook, double tap the screen for me. Let's get them likes up. Let me see how many likes I'm up to. Oh, yeah, that's bad, y'all. I'm only up to 26 likes. We got 200 people watching and only 26 likes, man. Y'all double tap that screen for me. It's free, man. I swear. Come on, get them up, y'all. And if you're watching this on Facebook, hit the share button for me. Let's get this platform rolling on Facebook because I just started getting this thing rolling about 3 or 4 weeks ago on Facebook. We're already working on 35,000 followers. I'm trying to get to 100K on Facebook. So share the video out, share the live, share it out into the to the whole world, right? Oh, we got 99. Why is mine showing 26? What's going on? Let me update it. Okay, so that looks better, y'all. 115. I apologize. Let's get that to 150 then. Can we get that to 150 likes? ZNM. Salute Tim Snow. You're the realest. This is not the life you want. Listen to Tim Snow. He knows what he's talking about. Hey, man, listen. It's not the life you want. Homie, hang out. Salute, my brother. It's not the life you want. Who wants to live in a little steel box forever? Where all you can do is pace around and it takes 31 steps to get around your cell. You see what I'm saying? Solid blue. But look, there they go right there. Make sure you subscribe to their channel, y'all. We got them from about 750 to last time I looked. I think there's 1,600 subscribers. And when they pack him, so he's already packed up. They've already taken his property. And when they turn his tablet off, he'll know it's time to go. But until that moment, he still doesn't know yet, right? And tell Scoops I played that audio of why he don't like the snitches on here when we started and we shouted out the channel Solid Behind Blue Eyes. Let's get them people to 2,000 subscribers because when he gets to ADX, part of their torture and part of their tactic is by removing communication. Hey, if we got to get a lawyer, check this out. If we got to get a lawyer for him to write his letters out to the attorney and the attorney send me the letters to read, I will read them for him. Right? If we got to go through legal mail, I will read his legal mail that he wants out for him. We're going to make sure that his voice is heard. And I'll tell you what, I'm say it again. People are tripping like Snow. Why are you rocking with this dude, man? Why are you rocking with this dude that killed you in prison? Blah, blah, blah. Now, he explained himself that he was part of the end of the hostilities, that he himself pushed for the end of hostilities so he wouldn't have to kill men like me. Right? He told my brother Whack Deuce, so look, nearly at 2,000. Look at that. Let's get them to 2,000 tonight, y'all. Let's get them to 2,000 tonight. Solid Behind Blue Eyes. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. This is Brant 2 Scoop Daniel. This is one of the top men in the penitentiary in the world, man. And he can tell you what, big Rico indictment, everything else, but he'll tell you, yeah, he's just a regular old wood. It's just a wood from the hood that had to do what he had to do. And that's all it is to it. And that's why I say, Scoops, there will always be respect for any man of any color, any race, any gang, non-gang. I don't care what he is. If he does what he has to do when it's time to do it, I'm going to respect him. And I know you feel the same way. It could be friend or foe. At the end of the battle, I got to have respect. That's why most of the time when two men go head up, two men fight each other head up, they almost always end up respecting each other at the end. And a lot of times them same dudes end up friends. I don't know if y'all realize that or not, right? But that's some real true facts. There's a lot of times you squabble a dude, especially in the penitentiary, win, lose, or draw, y'all end up friends later. Because now y'all both know each other solid. And 9 times out of 10, what you got into it with wasn't even that important. Somebody was just having a bad day. Somebody might have got a Dear John letter. Somebody mama might have died. You know, you're living in Texas. You're living on wings where I was. Like it was 196 men. Thank you for that subscribe. 196 men. So a couple times a week, some of those men was getting bad news. You know what I'm saying? Some of the men's people were passing away. Some of them men's women haven't wrote in a long time. Yeah, some of them men just don't get any letters, ain't got no money. Real life certified killers that ain't in a good mood. And you got to sit there and hold your head high among these men no matter what at all costs. Because the first time you put your head down and you show any weakness, now that's what they're gonna assume you are, right? It was just it was just like they said, Tim and Two Scoots on No Jumper. Did they put us on No Jumper? That's crazy if they put us on No Jumper though. I don't even know Adam 22, so if they did, I appreciate that shout out. That's a major platform. I know he gets a lot of heat, but I really don't even know much about that other than I seen a couple things. But hey, if he put us on No Jumper, Scoops, that's major. So he's a big platform. Mad Max salute. But what I'm saying is all this shit. So listen, everything that Scoops is going through. Let's talk a little bit about once you get out of prison. I know they just gave him life without parole, but he's trying to get some elder parole. He's got some action, right? But let's talk about once you come home from prison. It's still not the life you want. You wouldn't believe how hard it is to get a job when you have a violent felony. Think about that. Yeah, drug dealers and shit, they got it a little bit easier because people believe they can change. Oh, they was just trying to make some money, right? When you have violent felonies, I got 2 gun cases. I got an aggravated assault. I got a retaliation on a witness, a drug case, shit like this. I got to walk into offices. I got to walk into an office, fill out an application, and sometimes explain it. And all of that is unexplainable. What can I say? Oh, I was young and dumb. Man, that's not a good enough reason, right? Life is hard. I'm a single father right now, y'all, that can't even apply for an apartment in a decent place without getting turned down. Y'all always want to know why you still live in the hood, Tim? Because won't nobody else give me no lease. Think about that. When you're a violent felon, you gotta live someplace where there's Section 8 and there's housing going on and shit like that, because they're the only ones that want you to live there. Yeah, and then they still keep an eye on you. Man, there's a bunch of shit that comes with this, man. Listen, every time you get pulled over, I'm a truck driver. Wayne, listen, you just got your Class A CDL. Salute, Wayne, congratulations. But listen, I'm a truck driver that constantly gets stopped for DOT inspections, right? Safety inspections. And I never minded at all because you know what? They're the officers that keep us as drivers alive and safe. If it wasn't for them, we'd have bosses out here that be having us riding on ball tires with no brakes and no horns and no headlights because some of these guys cheap as hell. The truck cops stop us to make sure our trucks are right. All right. And if it wasn't for them, most of them wouldn't be. Half the time they still aren't. But let me tell you something. It's a bad feeling. It's a bad feeling because when they stop me and they take my ID, they get scared. My shit comes back, confirmed gang member, possible armed and dangerous, and likely to assault police officers. This is how my ID is coming back to these people when I'm in a damn dump truck just trying to make a couple bucks for my daughter. I just went from a commercial vehicle inspection to a felony stop almost every single time. You know what? Shout out to the commercial vehicle officer in Texas City, Texas, though. He's the only one that pulls me over and acts professional and always goes, "Hey, what's up, Tim? I got to do my job." And I always say, "Hey, man, go ahead and do your job." Like, we've never had no problems. But any other city, and that was only because we went to school together. And he knows I ain't going to do nothing. Every other time in every other city I've ever gotten pulled over, my damn inspection turns into a felony stop. I've had it to where they've had my truck surrounded before. They've given me tickets that weren't even valid. Like, one time kept my medical card for no reason other than just be hateful. And I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I literally was just being me, not speeding, not doing nothing, just getting a random inspection. Then they realize who they got. They don't know anything about Tim Snow and Texas prison stories. All they read about is gang member, possibly armed and dangerous, and assault police officers, right? That's how it comes back on my license. So what are they supposed to think? I can't hold it against them. Like, don't blame them at all. You know what I mean? Like, not even a little bit. I'd feel the same way if I was a police officer and I pulled me over. But you know what? As a man now, getting ready to be 45 years old, and I usually have my child in the car with me, that's a bad feeling. That's a horrible feeling to see them act scared of me in front of my child who absolutely worships me and looks at me as her protector. She wants to know, Daddy, why are they scared of you? What's going on? She can sense it too. It's been like that a bunch of times in her life, you know. So there's a lot of shit when I say this is not the life you want. It really isn't, you know. And hey, if you feel like you want to continue with all this shit, if you want to go into a Texas prison and sweat to death in the summer, freeze to death in the winter, having to send your mama a letter asking them to please turn the heater on. If you want to go down there and eat pork out that chow hall constantly, buy that expensive commissary. See, what people don't say, they always come home talking about spreads and commissary and all this shit, right? I tell you, if you want to, this is how, if you want to live a prison experience for 1 week, here's some advice. If you have family that's in the joint, if you're a prison wife, mom, daughter, son, whatever, if you want to know what it's like to live in prison, eat from the Dollar Tree all week. Everything you buy, everything you eat, get it at Dollar Tree. And if you don't know what Dollar Tree is, I'm sorry. We got them down here in Texas. It's dirt cheap. Everything at Dollar Tree is prison commissary food, right? From the little thin packs of tuna to the chili with beans and chili with no beans and the crackers and the squeezed cheese and all that shit. Yeah, that's another one. So the week while you're eating all this food only from Dollar Tree, don't take a bath. The whole week, don't take a bath. Go in your bathroom, get your wash rag, and scrub your ass, your face, and your nuts with that for a week. Matter of fact, actually get your neighbor to come over and while you're doing it, and hang up a sheet or tell them get behind the shower curtain because that's what's really gonna be going on. You're gonna have somebody else in the room when you're doing it. Yeah, go and take your bird bath for a week straight. Eat your Dollar Tree food for a week straight, and never leave the bathroom while your neighbor's in there with you. And that's what prison is like, right? We ain't glorifying it. We ain't talking about it was like this and that on the yard homes, because man, that shit don't do nothing. It don't benefit nobody. Telling bloody stories about people getting poked and all this crazy shit. Kids idolize this type of stuff, whether they should or not. Look at the movie American Me, Blood In, Blood Out. You got young people that worship these movies, wanting to be like these dudes. You know what I'm saying? What was that movie? What was that movie? Shot Caller. Remember Shot Caller? That was a good movie. Yeah, that was a good movie till you really hear somebody on the phone that's living that real life, trapped in that real box. Maybe only getting to go out to a dog cage. That shit ain't no fun. Hell no. At the very top of the food chain in prison, it still ain't no fun. Think about it like that, y'all. On the bottom, it's really no fun. Come on, if you're the bottom of the food chain, that's horrible. If you're at the top of the food chain, it still sucks. It still sucks. You heard Scoops himself say that one of the most beautiful things in his entire life was getting out of the hole and getting to hug his wife and smell how good she smelled. You know, like, man, come on, man. Like, do you want this for you? And I'm not trying to cap on Scoops, man. I love you, my brother. I'm just trying to show these people that that's what reality can come to. You understand? It can, thank you for the hat. I appreciate it. But reality can come to where the brightest moment in your life in decades is giving a woman a hug. I know you fellas out there like women, right? Most of y'all like women. Imagine being removed from 3 decades, 4 decades, like Mr. Larry. The only ones you see are in prison uniforms, talking shit to you, disrespecting, telling you what to do, writing you cases. Yeah, these are the women you get to see. And in Texas, they wear them smock things, kill guards or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Very few of them are attractive. Most of them are just dog ass ugly, if you want to know the truth. Very few cute prison guards. And the ones that are, the rank makes sure they go work around them. They keep them up in their office because they're trying to trying to get a little of that booty. That's what's really going on inside of prisons. Yeah. So I mean, when we say this ain't the life you want, man, that's a whole bunch of different ways. So, I didn't even tell Mrs. Scoops, tell him that one of the reasons I started this was my own big brother, the one that taught me how to tie my shoes, ride a bike. You told me how to cuff my pants when that was cool. Yeah, he died on his prison cell serving a 50-year sentence. He was super over sentenced, right? My brother had about, $200 worth of cocaine, and they gave him 50 years for it. But he had enough priors to where they could rationalize and make sense out of that 50 years, right? He had slid by so many little slaps on the wrist that bam, they hit him with that big number. Then he went G3 population and then later died on his cell floor. When my brother died on his cell floor, I talk about it all the time. They was yelling, man down. They was screaming, need help. White guys, black guys, Mexican guys, everybody was yelling, man down, need help. And nobody came. That's the type of place. He was on Bill Clemens' unit, Amarillo, Texas. Everybody knows Bill Clemens' unit is trash, right? But these are the type of facilities you'll be in. Look what Scoops said. Scoops was debilitated, needing a crucial back surgery. And the doctor told him he was only give him the back surgery if he debriefed. Imagine that. Man, say your life is on the line. You might be paralyzed, right? I mean, paralyzed, like for real, quadriplegic, paraplegic. And they're telling you the only way that they're going to fix you or help you is that you go against everything that you believe in. You telling everybody that you loved. You telling everybody that you rocked with for the last 30 years. Imagine making that decision, man. There's very few people in the world that's going to spit in that doctor's face and say, fuck you. But he told the doctor himself, I'll cut your throat before I tell on anybody. That's the type of dude we're dealing with right here, right? So there's a difference, and there's a level. Say there's a level to this YouTube. There's a level to everything in life, right? And I've never claimed to be a big one. I've never even really claimed to be a YouTuber. If you want to know the truth, I don't identify myself as a YouTuber, content creator, influencer, none of that stuff, man. I identify, or ex-prisoner. You'll never meet me in real life without knowing me and I introduce myself and talk about YouTube or prison or any of that shit. I will always just introduce myself as Tim Snow. Somebody asks what I do, I tell them I'm a truck driver. They ask if I got kids, I say, yeah, I'm a single dad. That's about as far as I get with people, right? I don't take pride in none of this shit. I don't come on here to be famous. I don't come on here to like brag and boast and to I don't. So some of these guys, they purely enjoy the attention as much as they do making a couple of bucks. They do it. See, some of these guys' egos are so strong that they will do this for free. And I actually have done some videos for free while I let my channel demonetize just because they wanted me to. Shout out to OG Hollywood. He was one of them. Didn't make a dollar, didn't make a dime off the videos that we did, but he asked me for a favor. Could I help him get his channel rolling? So we did it. I was so anti-YouTube at that time, but I seen a real one. I said, man, let me go ahead and crank it up for him. So, people saying, or if I'm jealous of this, or I'm jealous of that. Hell no, I ain't jealous of this one. I barely even try. Look, I got to 25,000 subscribers on a broke Android. The screen was so cracked it cut my fingers touching on it. The only part that wasn't cracked was the camera part, right? So anybody can do it. Man, if I can do it, anybody can do it, right? Just get to doing it. But the thing about it is, these people decide who they want to listen to. They decide if they like your message or not. You understand? There's certain people, I told Scoops myself, hey, certain people just want to hear blood and gut stories, man. They want to hear you talk about how you butchered somebody and the knife came out the other side of them and all that other type of shit that's all in on the internet. They would love to hear you talk about it. But Scoops himself said some of that shit wasn't cool. Like, why would I talk about it? It sounds like bragging when I didn't really even want to have to do it. I just had to do it. Like that's the type of respect and the type of shit I'm saying about how real men carry themselves. And I don't give a fuck what people say. I don't care how many jokes they crack about everybody else. Anybody can disrespect me as much as the fuck they want to. I don't give a fuck. I'm still 6'2", 215. I still hold my own everywhere I go. I'm still in the hood. Somebody called me a dropout crip in the comments. Guess what? I'm not a dropout nothing. I didn't debrief. Yeah, all my homeboys still rock with me. They still love me. They always tell me that they're proud of me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, I'm not on that level. I don't know what we call that, right? I don't know if we call that retired, deactivated, just chilling. I don't know what, because the youngsters still call me Big Homie Snow, but I always tell them to let it go too, right? I don't just come on YouTube telling YouTube to let that gang shit go. I tell the young homies in the hood let that shit go too. I'll say because it's expired. They look up to us, but they don't realize that we started doing this shit when we was 12 years old. We were 13, we were 14, some people younger than that, right? And that's what the California men don't understand. Yeah, they see us as grown men. They say, oh, y'all copied us, y'all did this, y'all did that. Well, guess what? We was 12-year-old impressionable ass children. That's it. We watched movies. There were men from California that moved here that made the shit look cool. In all reality, those men were preying and taking advantage on young Texans by manipulating their minds and spreading their sets down here. There's no respect and honor in that as a man. Now that I look at it, I'm not out here trying to make new gang members or move to a new city and turn people into rolling 60s and shit. That's fucking preposterous to me at this age. But you know, some of those guys that were doing it, they were young. But you know, Texas also has just as many Chicago gangs as it has California gangs. Yeah, but guess what? We got more homegrown gangs in Texas than we have anything. You better believe that. Yeah, there's more. The biggest Hispanic gang in Houston was Southwest Cholos. Yeah, the Third Ward Boys was their own gang, huge. Fifth Ward, shit like that. Then later adopted some other stuff. A lot of that came from prison, came from jail, stuff like that. But at this point, I wish like hell California come get them gangs back. Hey, whoever's running shit for Big U got caught. Whoever's running shit now, you come get that rolling 60 shit back, man. Them 5 Deuce Hoovers that Houston is infested with, you can come get that back. All them blood gangs that we got here, all my homeboys that on this side rolling 20 outlaws, take it back. We don't need that shit no more. We don't want it no more. Y'all can keep killing each other out there for red and blue and this neighborhood and that neighborhood, because Texas needs to evolve, and we're doing a lot better. You see that young dude, what R&B Faux Mob, he just dropped a song that went so viral. That song went so viral, and you know what? He got so much hate from the West Coast because in that song he says, in Texas, blacks and Mexicans rock together. And it pissed people off on the West Coast. Shit, pissed some people off in South Texas too. But you know what? In the big cities, everybody rocks together. I grew up in a neighborhood with a Mexican house on one side, a black house on the next side, some Mexicans across the street, some more white people, black people over there. Like, man, we weren't tripping on none of that, right? We were all kids. You know what? Every one of us would punch each other in the eye when we was little kids, fight and be friends later. We'd all spend the night at each other's house. If my mama's cooking, the little black and Mexican kids come eat. Guess what? If my black homeboy's mama's cooking, I'm coming to eat. That's just how it was, right? We were raised like that. So a lot of that shit, I don't understand. You know, it's mostly to the West Coast. And people, look, homie, hang out in them. They say, Snow, you shoot a lot of slugs toward the West Coast. I do. Yeah, I do. Do I have anything personal against them? No. Do I feel like they have the right to feel like they're the ultimate at everything? Hell no. Because we got our own culture here. We got our own music. We got our own rims we ride. We don't ride 6'4" Impalas on 13s. We don't do none of that shit. We listen to our music slow. You know, we talk slow. What the dude call me, mumble mouth or whatever. This is how we speak, right? You know, just everything is different. But I wanted to do this basically for real to play Scoop's last message out to the world. let everybody know, hey, I'm not here trying to be no troll channel, right? I'm really not. I'm not a troll. Y'all watched me enough years to realize how I get down and what my stilo is, right? But at the same time, hey, if I catch these people doing weird shit, I am gonna start calling it out, because I did have to just get that notice at work. Yeah, I'm a single father. I really have to stop working this summer so I can take care of my daughter. When she goes back to school, I'll be able to go back to work. But I got a few months right now to push, and I got no income coming except for this. So don't be surprised when you see me dropping out some videos on some cornball ass shit. What I promise not to do is get nobody innocent. I ain't trying to fuck with nobody that's keeping it real or whatever. But if I catch you speaking on Texas and you say some shit that don't make sense, or if I catch you leading kids in the wrong direction, glorifying shit, yeah, maybe I might start speaking on that. Why not? Because every now and then it does take a real one to speak up, because people have trouble discerning over a video, right? And that's all it is, man. Hey, if them clowns and buffoons, if they can make money by dropping every video about another person, know them or not, then I got the right to do it every now and then, because I promise this still gonna stay Texas prison stories. And that's our main focus, right? TDCJ and the FBOP, because right here in Texas, you can get arrested by the sheriff and the police and go state, or you can get arrested by the U.S. Marshal and go fed. Hey, it's up to you the type of crimes you're doing and how serious they take you, but they're both Texas prison systems. So we're going to keep on it, but don't be surprised, y'all, if you see a couple, more videos or whatever, but just know it's all business. Ain't nothing personal. And I appreciate all the love, y'all. Once again, if you're watching on Facebook, hit that thumbs up and share the video for me. It's very important to hit that share button. If you're watching on Facebook, hitting the share button is the way to support this platform. It's the way to support the message, to show these children how real men rock and how we conduct ourselves, how we really take care of kids. We really try to do right? So hit the share button on Facebook and double tap that screen for me if you're watching live. If you're not watching live, then hit the thumbs up, man. But one thing for sure, I just appreciate y'all being here. Y'all are helping to change my life and helping to take care of a baby girl, man, and she deserves a good
Man, if y'all ain't subscribed to him, check it out. Takes Prison Story Family Salute, y'all. It's your boy Tim Snow. Got another one here for you, man. I just want to say what's up to everybody here.
Yeah, for what you a fellow. I say, you got me, man. That's what
I'm saying. Your boy Tim Snow. Takes Prison Story Family Salute, y'all. It's your boy Tim Snow. Takes Prison Story Family Salute, y'all. It's your boy Tim Snow.